I'm headed home. It's 4 o'clock. We're doing this again. Oh. Oh boy. Slept with the mask on. Wasn't bad if you didn't have the wires attached. So I think I'll be alright with it. She said I did really good, so let's hope I'm not too tired today. Well, I'm going to head home, and I will see you at breakfast time, and y'all have a good morning, and I will get back with y'all soon. Good morning, everybody. Today is March 15th. I am home from the sleep study. It's going on about 11 o'clock right now, so I've been home quite a while. I got home, I think it was like 10 after 4. Yeah, so I got there, and I had to be hooked up just like I was before. It's my coffee. I can see my coffee steaming. It's not an apparition or anything. That's my coffee. I got hooked up to all the wires like I did before, and then plus this big mask. And I had to have the full face mask because she said I was a mouth breather. So I was like, okay, okay. I took my sleeping pills. She gets me all hooked up. I get in the bed. She turns out the light and she shuts the door. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I can't get, this is not going to work. I said, this is going to be a long night. I can just feel it. So I'm trying to get comfortable without messing up the wires because I got them on your legs. You feel like you're on a puppet string, you know? You can't go very far. Plus you have an oxygen thing on your finger, taped to your finger. So you got this thing here and you got this, now I got this big mask to conduct with. So, all right, I said, okay. So I got kind of on my side, and I kind of adjusted the mask. Plus, I had a fan going, and I told her, because it was supposed to get cold last night, I said, if you don't worry about putting the heat on if you think that I'm going to be cold, because I don't want no heat. I want the fan. And so I had the fan on low, kind of facing off a little bit, not quite right on me, just to keep the air moving. So, there's two people. There's another one that comes at 9:30. So she's in there doing him. He actually gotten there before I was done. And, so she went in and she was hooking him all up. And I can faintly hear, I can't hear what they're saying at all, but I can hear talking and just, because you got this air thing. And it's really funny because you think, I don't feel no air, you know. It's not oxygen, it's air. It's forced air. You take the mask, you just lift it a little, and it goes, you can hear the air just being forced through. And it felt like I was drooling. I kept feeling it, thinking, God, but it wasn't wet, but it felt like I was drooling, because I was laying on my side, kind of. So I'm like fidgeting, trying to get the mask down, just blowing in my eyes, you know, tighten it and all that, straighten it, whatever. And I thought, oh, I'm never going to fall asleep. After I fidgeted for like 20 minutes, I was whipped, and I said, I'm never going to fall asleep. Never going to fall asleep. And I remember laying there thinking, you know what, when you take sleeping pills and you know they're starting to work, how your eyes are like, you can't keep them open? I'm like, my eyes aren't getting like that. Oh my God, this is going to be a long night. So I imagine I was probably in bed by 9 o'clock. Probably a little earlier than that, but I would say on the safe side, by 9 o'clock. I bet you by 9:30, I must have been out like a light. Because I did not wake up again till 2:45. That's almost like sleeping the whole night. I do feel more energized this morning. I don't feel, usually this time of the morning, I'm ready to go thinking about, oh God, do I want to eat or do I just want to go take a nap? And I'm not saying that I'm not going to take a nap today because my whole day was all screwed up. And I probably may not feel better, feel more tired later on. I don't know. So I did feel it. And when well, let me finish telling the story. So about 2:45, I have to go to the bathroom. I wake up and I'm like, oh God, I had no idea what time it is. I'm thinking, God, I hope it's like at least 1 o'clock. You know, I'm thinking at least 1, possibly 2. So I said, I have to go to the bathroom. Took the mask off. She comes in, and she unhooks me, and I go into the bathroom. Well, she unhooks me, and I said, what time is it? She goes, 2:45. I said, really? She goes, yeah. I said, wow. So I get back in the bed, You know, like when you have something on for a long period of time, you take it off and you try to put it back on, it doesn't like fit. Because it has the grooves or whatever, it just is not as comfortable. Well, that's how it was with this mask. So I get all back in the bed, which probably by the time you get back in the bed is probably 3 o'clock. I had some that pulled off that she had to put back on. I guess they don't wake you up to do that. If you get up in the night, then they do that. They don't wake you up because they probably pulled off a few from fudging around. But anyway, that's probably why they put so many on you. I don't know. So, I get back in the bed, got the mask on. It's not being comfortable at all. And all I can remember is I felt like I was sitting there for the last 20, 30 minutes fidgeting with this mask thing. And I remember the little band thing that hooks on so you can pull it and tighten it. It unhooked, which it's supposed to unhook and hook on. And I've got this thing on my finger and I'm trying to push it on and get it on. And I was like, oh, God, forget it. That's what I said. She comes in and she says, have you had enough? I said, yes, I have. She says, well, you can go. I said, really? She goes, yeah. I said, well, what time is it? She says, it's about 3:45. And I thought, well, I must have gone back to sleep for a little bit through that. And it just didn't seem like I did. Man, I got dressed. I was out of there. I was home by 10 after 4. Crawled back in the bed and didn't get up till 8:30. And I slept pretty good, I feel, So, yeah, I'm not one bit tired, actually. I wouldn't say I'm full of piss and vinegar, but I do feel pretty good as far as not feeling so, I'm just so tired, it's like it's just, you can lay anywhere and go to sleep. Oh, and too, when I got up and she has to take everything off of you, as I got I've got goop in my hair. It comes out with shampoo very easily. Happened last time. I got it all over. I'm going to have to wash my hair tonight when I take a shower. Oh, it's just everywhere. But, I was sitting on the bed and I noticed she had the door open in the room across the hall where the other kid was at. The bed was made. The room was picked up. I said, what happened to him? She said he couldn't fall asleep. He couldn't fall asleep. He couldn't do it. And he gave up. And he just left about 20 minutes ago. I was like, oh. So he must have got up right after I did. Is what I think. I think he got up after I did. Went to the bathroom after I went to the bathroom. Because you really can't hear too much out there because the door is shut. I have the fan running and you have this little machine going. Which, it's not loud. It's nothing you can't sleep with at all. So, should be getting a call from the doctor's office or somebody soon to get my own little dude-up setup of that. I'm sure that's what I'm going to end up with. And that's good. Maybe I'll do this for a few days in a row. And maybe it'll, vitalize me and get me motivated where I can do things. And because I'm not really a sit around type person. And I have been in the last, couple of years. I'm talking years. It's just, I just think I just really realized it after my daughter left, with the empty nest thing going on. Because you always thought you were tired anyway because you got a kid you're taking care of and you're doing this, you're doing that, you're making sure of this, you're making sure of that. You do more worrying, not that you ever stop worrying about your children, but you don't worry as much, I guess, and about little things, I don't know. And it just seemed like I just could never get caught up, or never felt really rested. And that's the reason why I went to the doctor a year ago. I was overweight. When I went to the doctor, I had last year, I'd already had lost a little bit of weight. No, I didn't. I went to him the end of 2015. It was right before the holidays and stuff. Yeah, it was probably before Thanksgiving. 2015, I went to the doctor, very overweight. I was at that time 260 274. That was the highest I've ever been, 274 pounds. And I'm only 5'1". So there was a lot, and the sleep apnea is probably worse then. But I didn't really play it that it was the sleep apnea was causing my tiredness. I just think it was just, I don't know. I was tired. I know the weight had a lot to do with it. So I went to Dr. Jones, and because I had finally gotten my health insurance back to where I could afford it somewhat. And I decided that I'm going to go to the doctors and get blood work done and all that. You know, I've quit the smoking. I've got, at that time, I had 3 years under my belt. I've done the quit smoking thing. It's time to move on to the next part of this journey. And that's what was the weight loss. And I knew, but when all this was coming together, the holidays were in my face. I wasn't even going to attempt the holidays. In fact, I don't even know if I weighed 274 at that point. It's probably a little bit less, because I knew I was going to start something January 1st. I didn't even tell anybody that, my New Year resolution is to lose weight. Kept it to myself, and I just did it myself for 18 days. Watched what I ate. I didn't count calories. I just kind of watched what I ate. More vegetables, less, And I was losing weight, but then I was losing weight so good, for those first 3 weeks, that it made me so nervous that I couldn't trust myself. I said, I need something that's going to let me know when I've had too much or not enough. And that's when I went to Weight Watchers, which I've done Weight Watchers before, and I think Weight Watchers is probably the best program out there. As far as if you're wanting to do this for your lifestyle, because the recipes and the way you're eating now are going to follow you even after you're done. I know in my sense of the word of how I feel about it, so yeah. And then I started Weight Watchers, and then I went back. Then I went to, because I was borderline diabetic. He told me it was after the my last appointment was in December. Now you don't really connect. Sometimes it takes a brick to hit you in the head, because he was telling me even watch your sugar. You're borderline diabetic. And a month go by. Well, there's Thanksgiving. You're still borderline diabetic. It's your cholesterol's gone. This and I think I was such in the thing that focused on that I wasn't even going to try to do anything over the holiday. I didn't do any baking that year. I didn't have the energy. To do it that year. So it wasn't like I had all these baked goods and stuff, but I was cooking meals that I knew I was going to miss later. So it was kind of like, well, when I went in December, my last appointment in December, he says, you come back to me in January with these numbers, and we're putting you on metformin. And I thought, oh boy, he's never said that before to me. He always said, well, you're borderline diabetic, be careful, if they were saying it to you mean, you'd get mad, but they should. But anyway, sometimes duh. So, that's when I said, okay. And I didn't tell him it was my New Year's resolution. I just took it. I wasn't saying nothing to nobody, because I always felt if you say something, then it seems somehow it backfires on you. And then you got people going, well, I thought and just, I don't want that. And, I did. I didn't do Weight Watchers. I didn't want to. I wanted to do it on my own, because it was supposed to be a lifestyle change. And I realized I'm doing so good now. I want to keep going, and I'll get lax because I'm losing weight. So I'm going to get lax and say, well, I'm losing so good, so I could probably eat a little more of this, or I've lost 4 pounds. I'm going to eat that, This way I know. I know when I gain weight, why I gained weight. I know when I lose weight, why I lost weight. So it's not like, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have had that. I know what I shouldn't have had. I'm counting it. I see the points. I see, I know. So it's because if you're doing it on your own fault, why you gained 0.6 or 0.2 or a pound, You know, you know exactly why. Unless you have some kind of medical sickness or something, you know why you lost weight or you gained weight or lost with either. So that's, you know, it's not like, is it because I went out to dinner Friday night? I thought I was being careful. You know, you'd have nothing to count it with, you know, so then it's always wondering. I hate wondering. So, yeah. So I think that's all going to work out good. And that's what happened when I went to the doctor. That's how this whole thing started. That's when he did my blood work, found out the vitamin D and B12. We tried that. And I still wasn't, my vitamin B and 12 are up. They're doing good. I go back in July to do blood work for that. I'm down to 2,000 milligrams a day instead of 6,000 milligrams. And so those levels are good. And he said, just keep taking them, which I'm going to. I do. I take them. So in July, it'll all be up again. It'll be good. And when I still wasn't feeling really good, he kept wanting me to go to the sleep study thing, and I was bucking it. I didn't want to do it. And I think they kind of tricked me because they said, oh no, this one, they do it. Dr. Wabba Wabba, he does it. He does home study. He does home study. Oh, no, they don't. Well, you're already there, and then you're halfway through, and then when they tell you if you don't show up, they're going to charge you $200. That's an incentive, too. So, yeah. So, you know, it's done and over with. I'm glad. I did stress bad yesterday over it, and I did have some chocolate, and I had some of that brown bread. It's all gone. But I don't know how that's going to affect my outcome because I didn't count it because, to be honest, I don't know where I am with my points. And that's something I'm going to do next week after my weigh-in. I am going to count my points because that's where it's at. I got confused this week because of the time change and the sleep test thing. It just was too much for me. It was just too much. And I was confused with the clocks because some clocks were changed. I didn't know if it was a mess. So I really didn't know what time, what was what, and where, and it was just confusing and overwhelming. So, and and my anxiety was high this week. My anxiety has been very high this week. I just want to punch everybody, you know, and I'm trying to keep it where I don't snap at anybody. I'm really trying, and I've done so good so far because I could just wring people's necks today, and I don't, you know, it's the anxiety, and I think it's just the combination of this week with the time change and the sleep thing, and it was just, and I keep saying that's the different part. Next week, you know, it's going to be good, you know. My husband went off today. He'll be home tomorrow. He's down there finishing that job up. So I told my mom she's on her own for dinner. I don't have nobody to worry about but myself today, and I really needed that. And I hope tomorrow I don't feel so anxious and anxietized. I don't know. But it is what it is, and I'm going to get through it. And I've already had my breakfast with zero. I'm simply feeling, you'll see it right after this. I am going to try to keep it zero for the rest of the week. For today and tomorrow, I don't know if I'll be able to or not, but I'm going to try. And just go, what the scale says Friday is what the scale says. I am trying, you know, I didn't mess up that bad, but I'm not exercising, really not moving, so things aren't going anywhere, if you know what I mean. You know, if you do cheat a little, you're exercising, no big deal, it ain't going to show, really. But when you're sitting on your bum, it's going to show. And that's another thing, too. I'm going to get into my meditation and stuff. I'm going to get my scrapbooking stuff out today and do that. And, yeah, just take it a little bit at a time. And I probably will take a nap later. I just know me. I just thought, you know, usually I'm tired an hour or so after I get out of bed. So, and I didn't get a whole stationary sleep. So, but she said I did do better. So it'll be interesting when I go back on the, I don't go back to him for 8 weeks. 8 weeks or 8 months. I think it's 8 weeks. I have an appointment for 8 weeks because they'll get the results. They'll probably call me and tell me that they're going to call and schedule for the equipment people to come out here and set me up with the machine. And I'm sure that costs money. I'm sure they don't give it to you. And I'm sure the insurance don't pay it. I don't know what's going to happen with the insurance when with what President Trump's doing. I may end up with no insurance because I'm not paying astronomical amount of insurance. I mean, if I got to pay a high premium every month, I might as well just pay for the doctor myself. And it'll cost me less in the long run. So we'll see what happens. I just have I have to go get my mammogram and my gynecology physical, and I'm good. I'll be good for, I'm going to schedule them today, and an eye appointment, but my insurance don't pay for that. I'm going to schedule my GYN today and my eye appointment, because I can't schedule my mammogram until I get my thing, so I don't know when I'm going to get an appointment with her. So, and then I'm going to get that done by the end of next month. I give myself till then, because I don't know when I'll get an appointment. And that'll be it. And I'll be good for a year, except for Dr. Jones. I go back in July. And the sleep doctor. Yeah. So, I haven't been chatting too long, almost 20 minutes, and I'm so sorry. I'm going to just show you what I'm having for the rest of the day, and just leave it at that. And you all have a great afternoon. And I will talk to you soon. Okay, breakfast this morning is 2 eggs, 0 Sara Lee bread, 0, and simply filling. Trying to keep it 0 simply filling today. Having some simply filling pancakes with 1/8 of a cup of sugar-free syrup. The whole thing is 0. We're going to have these. Thinking about lunch, and yeah. Tell me this, is this crazy or what? It's going on like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and we have a fire going. Granted, it's not 40 degrees outside, but the house is cool, so I'm just getting this going to take out the dampness. And I do have the doors open because my little kitty likes to go in and out. And we know we live for the cats. They run the roost. But isn't that a pretty fire? I'm not going to keep it roaring like that. I'm just trying to build up my coals and just keep a little low one going to keep the dampness out. Because it's supposed to be really cold tomorrow morning, like in the 30s. So Dave's out there chopping wood right now. So if I can keep it nice and warm, it'll stay warm overnight in here. And the heat won't have to come on very often. And yeah, that's the beauty of Florida. You don't need much heat. But I think this is our real... Well, I don't know. We had a couple fires, but that was like I think in December. Yeah. So, beautiful fire. I love my fire. I started that fire. I'm a good fire maker. About 1:30, and I'm having lunch. There was a lady, her name is Carrie. I can't remember the name of her channel. I'm so sorry. But she was doing Simply Filling, and somebody had told her that these were 0 points for 2. Now when you scan them, it comes up 3, but I went into the Weight Watchers app. The only difference is with these are low fat instead of reduced fat. I don't know if that makes a difference. But the only thing that I can see difference was instead of 100 calories for 2, it was 96.6 calories for 2 on the app. But it was 0. So I'm going with it until somebody tells me otherwise, because these are the low-fat white corn tortillas, and yeah, no saturated fat, 2 sugars, 2 proteins. So I'm counting it as 0. I don't think 4 calories is going to make a difference, or make it go up 3 points. I don't know. So I'm counting it as 0 until I know further. Okay, I am going to have 2 of those for lunch. I grilled them. I put some fat-free cheese in it, let it melt. Then I put some lettuce and some black-eyed peas, because I didn't have any black beans, and I do like black-eyed peas. And there was 0. And I have lettuce. Then I have a little mixture I made by accident, actually, because I was going to have this something like this yesterday for lunch, and I chopped everything, but I just didn't want it, so I stuck it all in a bag. It's onions, peppers, cilantro, cucumber, and I just poured some of that on there. Put a little salt and pepper, and a tablespoon on each one, so that's 1 point for my lunch. And this is what I'm having for lunch, and I'm going to have a diet cherry 7-Up, one of my favorites. And yeah, I'm going to go relax. I actually feel pretty good. I'm amazed. I need that machine, I think. Alrighty, I'm going to go eat, and I will talk to y'all soon. Okay, it's going on 8 o'clock, and here is my dinner. I made some onion rings in my air fryer. It was 7 tablespoons of the flour mixture for 1 point, so I'm counting 1 point for that. Ketchup is 0. The field peas are 0, or black-eyed peas. This lettuce stuff under here is the little concoction I had made earlier. I'm just eating the rest of it so don't go bad. And these are turkey patties with onions, red peppers, pimento seasoning that I had in the freezer. And those are 0. So my whole dinner tonight is 1 point on Simply Feeling. It's just a little concoction of things. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to have for dinner. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to eat it all, but that's what I'm having. Done pretty good today, I must say. Alrighty. Okay, my friends, I am ending my vlog for the night. And, is it focusing? It's doing something. I don't know what it was doing. I'm ending my vlog for the night. It's going on 8:45, almost 9 o'clock. And, yeah, so I did pretty good today. I think eating pretty well, and, put it around the house and get no scrapbooking done. I ended up changing my sheets, cleaning my room, cleaned the bathroom. You know, you just, next thing you know, the day is gone. And about 3 o'clock, I laid down. And I laid down till, no, it was about 4 o'clock. I laid down till about 6. I didn't think my husband was coming home tonight, but he is. But he won't be home till late. So it really didn't matter. But, yeah, so I'm just going to end my vlog for the night. I know people are telling me on some of my videos are having a hard time hearing, but I go to check it and it's fine. I don't know what to do. I don't know what's wrong. I'm going to have somebody look at on theirs tomorrow or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I will get to the bottom. Sorry you're all having a hard time hearing. I don't know. I don't know what I did. I will try to figure it out. I check it on mine and it's fine. So I don't know if it's just when it comes from another source, you know, because I made it on mine. That's why you can hear it. I don't know. But I am going for the evening. I am tired. I took a shower, washed the glump out of my hair, and I will probably end up straightening it tomorrow. Comes right out. I mean, it must be water soluble because it comes right out. Yeah. I had a crazy dinner. I didn't eat it all. I didn't eat all the peas. And I still have some onion rings left that I didn't eat. And I ate the meat and a little salad mixture. I didn't eat all that. I am full. I really wasn't all that hungry to begin with. And I thought, well, I better eat something because I really hadn't had that much today. And, yeah, so, I don't know. I don't know what points I'm at, so I'm trying to eat as less weeklies as I possibly can. I got one more day of it. Friday, I will start tracking on Saturday, because I'm not going to track on Friday. I really look forward to that, just like, and then I feel like I can handle the week, you know? Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do, but I am going to start tracking because that's how you lose is by keeping track. And so right now it's just a guessing game. It's like rolling the dice, you know. If I knew I was tracking, I would know that I would be losing something. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm going to have gained. And I don't feel like I may not, I feel like I should lose something. Maybe not a whole bunch, but a little something. Because I don't feel that I did too bad. Well, that bread's bad. Bad, bad, bad. You know, that's not, and I know my stomach was bloated yesterday from that bread, and I know. And the chocolate, I ate about 6 squares of the chocolate. I was a nervous wreck yesterday. But I could have done worse. You know, there was a time I would have gone out and got a package of cream horns and eat all those. You know? Or jelly donuts. So, I think I did pretty good. Yeah, so I'm going to go and I will see you all tomorrow. You'll have a great Wednesday night and I'll see you in the morning.